It is that appointed time. I've been debating when I wanted to do this video. I have a prediction, and this prediction is about the last trumpet blast. There are people that are in power that is of the elites that is on the world stage, and many think that it is about many people think it's about politics, and it's in fact it is really not about politics, it is about prophecy. Now there is a goat that speaks like a dragon, but this dragon also is a hornet's nest. And if you go pushing and poking at the hornet's nest, you are going to get tormented and stung quite a bit to the point of almost causing death. Or you would want to seek death when death is not to be found. So, therefore, this hornet's nest should not be shaken. This being is in power for a reason. This being is called a goat for a reason. This being speaks as a dragon. This being is in power for a reason, and it's not for reasons that people believe. These people believe that this person is in for power, but this person is really in for prophecy. There are 10 kings. 9 of those kings will throw their crowns at the feet of this one king. There are meetings that are being held, as we know right now today. So, therefore, there has been a speeding up of prophecy. Now, this goat that these politicians want out of office, for if this being gets pulled out of office, this being will retaliate. This being is not a being that is trustworthy. This being walks on all fours. This being is a beast. And if you stir that hornet's nest, you will wake the devil itself. This being wants to be immortalized, which this being has been immortalized. It has been put on the back of a coin. This being will sit in his seat upon his throne. This being is a being who has put forth finances to build the third temple. This being will have a monument of himself within this third temple. This being will be immortalized. This being will be he who sits on that throne within that temple. Now, many of you may not believe what I'm saying, but time will tell. But if this being gets taken out of office or get impeached, or if this being is ran out of the United States, beware of the bear that you are poking. Beware of the hornet's nest that you are shaking. Because this being do not forget or forgive. This being is treacherous. This being, you do not know what this being is thinking from one day to the next, because this being do not walk on all. This being does not walk upright. It walks on all fours, as it is being spoken that this being is the goat that speaks like a dragon. So this being is in place because of prophecy, not because of politics. But this being has purchased property. This being is very much involved with Israel. This being has made a joke on the joke, but it was not a joke. He was extremely serious about being the next pope. This being has been Christian or Christian in the Jewish faith. Do your research and do the math of what's going on. I want to say, please do not be blind to the facts of what is happening. The veil is so thin that if you do not keep your eyes open and see what's going on and see that it has nothing to do with politics, it has all to do with prophecy, it has all to do with the end times. And most people do not see it. They thinking it's about politics and power, which in fact it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with one world religion, one world government. It has everything to do with that one eye in the sky. It has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with control, complete control over the religion, bringing all religions under one umbrella. This is about prophecy, not about politics. And a lot of people get that confused, that it's about politics. It has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with prophecy. And this being will have the last say so, because why? Because this being is the last trumpet. If you wake that hornet's nest, you are definitely going to wake the beast, the dragon, whatever it may be that is within this being. But this being will sit in his seat. Because the instant you kick him out of the United States, the instant you take him out of office, this being will be moving to Israel. This being will be sitting on his throne. And hell will have no fury. They usually say a woman scorned. In this case, a goat scorned. A goat that speaks like a dragon. This being is the last trumpet. This being will have the last laugh. This being will have the last of to say. He's in power for a reason. He is in position for a reason. This is about prophecy, not about politics and everyone else's ego. This is the last stand. This is about Trump, the last trumpet. This has been my time until the next appointed time. The one out.